The biggest thing for me has been a deep sense of integration and union. And it's integration between our feminine and our masculine energies, union between those two energies as well. More than balance for me is more, I feel like we're, as a collective and individually, we're more and more integrating that union between our polarities within us. So the feminine and masculine is a big one. But also just a sense of union of heaven and earth as well, lower dimensions and higher dimensions. So this might be different to you. So I also encourage you to feel what's coming up for you when you think about integration and union. Okay. I usually tend to go for, the feminine and masculine in me to find that divine union within me. But actually, last evening I did a session and the Merkaba, which you might know, and if you don't know, you can just type it in the box and I can talk a little bit more about that. But the Merkaba is a sacred geometry symbol that we all have within us that actually represents that union between the feminine and the masculine, heaven and earth, but also the elements. So last night I had this experience where my Merkaba showed me the elements and the areas where I may need a little more integration or a little more power. So it was a really great inspiration, and I'm going to guide you through this little activation during the meditation as well. Reassessing your why and letting go of the old. And this might feel, well, check in how it feels for you and how it resonates. But it's, for me, this reassessing your why doesn't mean take it, throw it all out, leave it all behind and find a new why. It's like reassessing and just going deeper into why you do the things you do, why you're here, why you're having this expansion, why are you walking this path of awareness, and what's not serving you anymore in this next phase, right? And obviously letting go is not as easy as it seems, but we always want and need to let go of heavy baggage, things that don't serve us anymore, in order for us to keep walking, to keep moving ahead. I also feel, especially this year, because it's year 7, and 7 is the year of the mystic and the mediums and the channelers. And I feel for all of us, an upgrade in our psychic senses. Okay, that's good news. And that will look different to each one of you. Okay, it might be that you're now having clear visions in your meditations, or that you're starting to hear messages and kind of hear when it's your ego, when it's not. It could actually be that you're starting to channel and the channel is becoming more and more clearer. So however that looks like for you, know that there is and there has been an upgrade. Okay. There's been an upgrade in our DNA structure in general, but in your DNA crystalline structure. And thanks to your question, Adele, about the crystalline structure and the crystal experience that you had, that's something that the Pleiadians told us, that we are, first of all, we are crystalline beings. We have that crystalline structure within us, and it feels that there is a huge upgrade in it. And how can we feel that? Well, they were saying that crystals, we think of crystals as this physical hard rock, but really crystal is in the air, is everywhere, and we are crystalline beings. And they said for us humans, we experience a lot of crystalline energy in water, like water, crystalline water. Water is crystal, and we're made of 70-80% water. So that's like, if you're doubting that you're a crystalline being, that you have a crystalline structure, there you go. So there's been this upgrade in our crystalline structure. I also saw a wider vision of the gap between 3D and 5D, meaning for some of us who are here, who are in this spiritual path, we are expanding our consciousness, expanding our awareness, and then it looks like the 3D world is getting farther and farther, but we're still in it, right? So it's a paradox, and it's challenging, not gonna lie. But I think that we were able to see now this gap. It's getting very, very clear in our everyday life. We can energetically feel, but we can actually literally see the behavior and the patterns that are more aligned with the 3D and the ones that are more aligned with 5D. But it's good news. Okay, it's good news because that means you're expanding your awareness. So it's like, your vision is becoming more and more wider and panoramic. Okay. And lastly, that's something that came up last night as well in my session, and I think it's to do with the number 7 as well, the 7 chakras review. And I was kind of like doubting, like, what do you mean by review, right? Like, what does that mean? Well, I was shown myself as a baby, and then as a teenager, and older, and there were crystals with different colors pertaining to each chakra, and they were moving, getting bigger, getting smaller. So I think right now what this means is that because there is an upgrade in our psychic senses, there is an upgrade in our DNA crystalline structure, our chakras are also having this upgrade. And so this portal, this period is a good time for us to check in with our chakras and even maybe have a conversation with them, or just feel them. Like, it might be that in today's session, you feel your solar plexus or your heart, and just have that interest, that curiosity. Like, what is this trying to tell me? What is this showing me? Because our chakras expand as well, but they can, in different times of our lives, they can change. So it could be that right now your upper chakras might be, blowing up, very open and very active, but perhaps your root chakra is not as solid as it can be. So have a think about it, and during the session, you can also just you can feel it in your body, but you can also feel your chakras energetic.